Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for January 5th until the 11th. I've gone ahead and started us off. I've done a scrying session for you, and I've got a couple messages that Spirit wanted me to hand along to you. So the first thing I was seeing for you, Taurus, was a butterfly kite. So a kite represents freedom, fortune, strength, resilience, and health. The butterfly represents death, rebirth, and transformation. So that's really interesting imagery. We'll see how this fits in. The next thing I was channeling for you was a highway road. What I was seeing was kind of like as if you were traveling highway speed down a road and you were staring at the ground down the center line. I was just seeing that center line passing very quickly. So what I was getting for that is some of you guys might be traveling, of course, but I'm getting the vibe of you found your path and you're very focused and quickly charging ahead on your path. Now, the third thing I was seeing was a boomerang. This kind of may indicate that something might be coming back to you. There might be something that you threw away or you lost, whether it's a person, an item, whatever. I see something might be coming back for you. The next message I had been channeling was I saw a finger gesture like the come here. So my question is, where are you going? Who's calling you? Is this a person? Is this spirit trying to flag you down, get your attention? We'll find out. The next thing I was channeling for you was I had seen a knighting or like a blessing, like in the old days and, medieval times, you would be knighted on a tap on the shoulder by like royalty or someone in authority, basically. How I had interpreted this was you might be getting spiritual gifts. You might be learning or graduating from something, like a mentor has said, you're the student and you've become the master is kind of the vibe I was getting with that. Now, the last thing I was seeing for you was a dove. I feel like this goes really nicely with the knighting and the blessing here. A dove, the symbolism, among many things the dove has to say, is purity, peace, hope, salvation, and it can even indicate a message from spirit for you. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the cards, starting with the Shaman Oracle, and we'll just see what's happening for you for this week. Now, take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. It really does help out the channel. As you can see, I am still quite fresh in creating this channel for you all. Moving into the Herbiary deck. Ooh, I'll pull one of these guys for you, Taurus. Okay. Ooh, this is really interesting so far. Now we're moving into the Quantum Oracle. We're going to pull one of these guys. And if you're curious about the full month of January, I do have those readings up. I also have the full readings out, ready to rock and roll for the year of 2025 ahead. Okay, now that we've got our shaman cards ready and pulled for you, we're going to move into the Manga Tarot. These are going to be clarified by my Shadowscapes deck. I'm just going to pull a couple of these guys for you for the week, and we're going to get a more in-depth look for you. Okay. Another shuffle. Bear with me, Taurus. Okay. Okay. King of Wands. And we'll do one more before we dive right in. Start figuring out what this all means, how this all ties together for you for this upcoming week, the 5th until the 11th for you. Okay. So, first off, we're going to go over our oracle cards that we've drawn for you. Kind of, these are your themes for the week ahead. So for the Shaman Oracle, we were getting the Spirit of Destruction. This is really heckin' interesting. I very much feel called to talk about the butterfly kite that I'd seen for you. The kite representing this freedom, this strength and resilience, but the butterfly talking about death, rebirth, transformation, a destruction of some kind. I feel like you're letting go of things that aren't working for you. It's kind of like a death card, basically. It's letting go of things that don't work so that you can step into a more free, more resilient and strong, a more fortunate version of yourself. So this feels really nice. I really like how this looks for you. Now, we are getting the Distill Yourself with Time. This is gorgeous. So I see a labyrinth here, and it's really interesting. The labyrinth represents the journey of the soul, this path that we take. And this card immediately makes me think of the highway road I had seen for you, staring down the center line. You're very focused. You're taking those steps, and you're not faltering. You're not allowing yourself to journey off course is really what I'm getting. Like you are eyes on the prize here. Now, with the Quantum Oracle, we had received the number 8. I really want to point out this talks about cycles. It talks about inner strength, the will. It talks about eternity of the spirit. Who knows, maybe some of these birds, I'm kind of getting the vibe they might be doves, which would make sense. I mean, because this is talking about a healing light within. And the dove talks about purity, peace, hope, salvation, messages from spirit. So this looks really, really interesting, Taurus. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in here. But it looks like you're starting off the week at the 7 of Swords. Interesting. The 7 of Swords talks about, so it can talk about a couple different things. One, this individual is delicately carrying these swords. This may indicate a need to approach things delicately, almost surgical precision, I'm kind of getting in some cases. This can also talk about handling things carefully in that we're paying attention to the little details. I feel like the little details might have a lot of nuggets of wisdom for you at this time. Now, the 7 of Swords also kind of indicates that you might need to change up the way you're approaching something here. Because this individual, they're stealing these swords from an army that they have to fight the next day. So they're stealing their weaponry, so the enemy will not be able to fight them. So this can indicate kind of, a very roundabout, kind of outside the box type of thinking here. But we're going to move on because this leads you into the King of Wands. This is talking about, it's a very fiery energy. It's very strong. It's respectable. It's successful. This also encourages us to be creative at this time. And the King of Wands is also very strong, very stable. He is very much protected with this fiery energy. So know that you are protected in these changes that you're making. You are protected on your journey, your hyper-focused journey, I should say. And you are protected in your healing work, this light work. Now this moves you into the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords can talk about self-imposed restrictions, can talk about confusion, and this is kind of this internal battle. Like they've got a blindfold on, as in they're not seeing things very clearly here, and they're kind of restricted in their movement. They're tied up and they're kind of in this prison of swords. So I'm curious what this holds in store for you, Taurus. But I feel like things are going well here. I feel like things are gonna take an interesting turn for you this week. But we're gonna start clarifying with the Shadowscapes Tarot for you. Just gonna shuffle these a little bit for you. I'm curious who's trying to get your attention with that that come hither hand gesture I had seen for you. This could be a person in your life too, but I'm wondering if it's spirit trying to get your attention, to get you started on this journey here for some of you guys. But let's dive right in here. Let's see what's happening for you, Taurus. All right, so starting off with the Seven of Swords, this potentially paying attention to the details, maybe a different approach, maybe approaching things a little more delicately. Let's find out. Spirit, what is the Seven of Swords for Taurus? Oh, wow, okay. The Seven of Swords is confirmed by the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. This might in fact be a blessing here. So, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune, it's talking about doors opening for you. It's a prosperous time. It's this forward moving evolution. This is interesting. And I feel very much called to talk about these here because, I mean, I'd seen the highway for you, this traveling, seeing a lot of wheels. We got a Wheel of Fortune. We have this distill yourself in the shape of a wheel, this forward movement. You're getting the ball rolling is kind of what I'm getting. We've got another circle here. Interesting. So we're going to take one more. Okay, and we're also getting the star, this inspiration, this hope. It's positive things coming in. It's transformation, it's regeneration. I love this with the destruction. You've destroyed something that wasn't working for you, and now you're able to heal it, transmute that energy to regenerate yourself. You have this radiance about you because you're healing, very much being highlighted here, this healing light. You're using this healing light of the star to obtain peace and happiness. This is encouraging you to shine your light brightly, to not hide it. This, you paying attention to the details, handling things with delicate finesse, and this change in how you're approaching things, really. It leads you to doors opening, things becoming more prosperous. This ease is kind of what I'm getting. Doors opening all over the place for you. New opportunities coming in. And shining your light, your healing. This is stunning so far. My God. Taurus. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? All right. So this moves you into the King of Wands here. Spirit, what is the King of Wands? The King of Wands is confirmed by the Six of Wands. This is a victory. This is a success here. We've got this victory wreath here that they're holding. They're standing on the top of like a mountain here. It's an accomplishment that you've achieved something here. Like, I very much feel like this come hither, this come here finger gesture that I was seeing is spirit trying to get you going here, because like this is going to lead you to some seriously amazing things. This is very vibrant. We'll take one more, Spirit, for that King of Wands. The Five of Swords. Interesting. The Five of Swords talks about a fight. This can talk about defeat. We're going to take another one, Spirit. Ooh, okay. So the Six of Wands, this victory that's attached to our King of Wands here, confirmed by the Knight of Swords. It might be a little bit of a fight. Kind of what I'm getting is, I don't know if this is another person or if this is your shadow that you're in this duel with, but like you're victorious, you're being knighted here because it moves you into temperance. This is creativity. Once again, do the creative thing. If you're thinking about doing something creative, literally anything, knit a sweater, paint a picture, try modifying clothing, baking an interesting cake, like express yourself here. this is going to be so huge. Like temperance, it's ease, it's fulfillment, it's kind of a flow state, right? It's a flow, this balance, this harmony between this water and this fire here is absolutely stunning. You're able to make positive changes here. It's harmonious. And you're able to integrate new experiences, like integrate old things that you've learned, like the things that you shed. We don't like lose them. We don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? We make the change, we let go of things, but we don't forget, because that is key wisdom here for you. It's gorgeous. Lots of healing being highlighted here, very much so. So we're going to move into the Eight of Swords. Spirit, what is the Eight of Swords for Taurus? Interesting. It's confirmed by the Four of Wands. This chaos, this confusion, this self-imposed restriction. Like I get that you're breaking down the prison walls. Like you've got your little, it's not even like, you know, in the old movies, they like hide a file in a cake and give it to a prisoner so they can like file through the bars. I kind of get that feeling from it, but it's like you're not using a file. You're using like Thor's hammer or something. You're using Milner right now, because it takes you into the Four of Wands. You move from the 8 to the 4. You're like breaking down things that had caused you to feel restricted or trapped, is kind of what I'm feeling. You're cutting that in half. And the Four of Wands is success, it's abundance, it's happiness, it's a finishing of a project. And it's this walking through a doorway. You're stepping through this threshold here. Take one more. One more. Okay, yes. And the Three of Swords. This heartbreak, this sadness that you've been carrying, you're letting it go. You're done with it. You're seeing a better way. You're seeing how joyous life could be here at this time. And it's confirmed by the Queen of Wands. We have a King and a Queen of Wands. That's divine counterparts. So if you're in a relationship, it looks good. If you're looking for love, it looks fantastic. Do it. Go on the date. But the Queen of Wands, she's talking about expressing her power and her creativity. Once again, do the creative thing. But she's very empowered. I'm also getting resourceful. Like she's turned this tree into a harp. It's outside of the box thinking. It's like nobody does that. I feel like this is very much connected to the Seven of Swords here. So I kind of want to do like a little bit of a recap here, especially with our channeled messages here. But this, starting with the butterfly kite, we had seen this change here. The butterfly representing a death and a transformation. You're letting go of things that aren't working. I see that here with the Spirit of Destruction. I see it with the Three of Swords you're letting go of. I see it with the Eight of Swords, these self-imposed restrictions you're letting go of. Like you're killing it. And I feel that very much with the Five of Swords. You're kind of fighting and standing your ground. And the Five of Swords talking about a defeat, I feel like it's this destruction here that it's being talked about. Like you're letting go of this and you're defeating this and you're healing. It's allowing you to shine brightly, to heal, to move forward in a much better direction that suits you. Now, and the kite, I really want to talk about the kite because the symbolism there is fortune, the Wheel of Fortune. You have here, this is freedom here. It's fortune, it's strength, it's resilience. And this allows you to shine brightly. Once again, it's talking about healing with this healing light here. Like you're on a serious journey here, Taurus. Now, moving forward, talking about the highway road, you're staring down this center line. You're very focused. This is you traveling down this highway. The soul, the spirit's journey is very twisty and turny. That's why the spiral represents the spirit. It's not a straight linear path. It never is. It's usually very cyclical, which is fun. I also want to point out the number on the bottom of time is 44. I'm seeing a lot of fours here. Like temperance is the number 14, right? We've got the, where is it? Am I crazy? Oh, the Four of Wands, there it is. And the Eight of Swords. We're getting a lot of multiples of fours. We're getting a lot of eights. Healing light is the number 8. The number 4 talks about solidity, structure, its order, understanding, its tests and trials, it's our mind and its balance. So something to think about there. But this boomerang, I'm really curious. I feel like you're getting your second win here is kind of what I'm seeing. Like, I feel like maybe at one point you lost this, maybe you lost a piece of your creativity and it's coming back real intense. Like, oh, I used to paint, but I don't really have time for that anymore. And now you're just like painting for like 8 hours a day or something. Like, I feel like there's something that you lost that held a lot of joy and pleasure for you that you're rediscovering, kind of thing. This boomerang coming back to you. Now, this could also, for some of you guys, I'm getting, because we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, this divine counterpart, I feel like this could potentially be a partner coming back to you in some cases. Take it how it resonates, right? But, and this, the next message that I'd gotten was the come here finger gesture. That might be pertaining to the boomerang, right? You might be rediscovering your spiritual path. Spirit, like, come here, quit screwing around over there, come here. I got a journey for you. That could also be it. But the come here finger gesture, I'm getting, because you've a lot of heavy cards here, like Temperance, Wheel of Fortune, the Star, like you're like guiding, you're like a magnet, you're telling the universe, no, I want that here, bring it over. That right there, that's for me, bring it here. Like kind of a manifestation sort of vibe is what I'm getting. Like this is very powerful, Taurus. Now, the knighting, the blessing that I'd seen for you, I definitely feel like, yes, you are very much blessed by spirit. Like spirit is with you on this walk, is every freaking step of the way is what I'm seeing. Like you are blessed. You're getting blessed with the Wheel of Fortune. You're being blessed by the Star. You're being blessed by Temperance here. Blessed with this victory with the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, this Four of Wands, like this healing. This is blessing after blessing after blessing for you here, Taurus. And the doves here talking about purification, right? We destroy it with fire, right? You're purifying yourself. You're distilling yourself. Purification, right? That's what distilling is. You're breaking things down into its most pure form with this healing light, with these doves, these blessings from spirit. And it is healing, right? You're doing all this healing. You're obtaining peace through your actions. And it is providing you with this salvation of this healing and this fortune here. So